Everyone, welcome to the class. Today we will be discussing about photorespiration. About photorespiration, right? Also known as C2 cycle, right? So we will be discussing this. So let's see photorespiration. In the last class, we have discussed about light reactions. Yes, we have discussed about light reactions and we have discussed about dark reactions. And what we have found is that in the light reaction, the end product, the light reaction, where it takes place, basically, it takes place in the thylakoid membrane, right? Location of the light reaction is basically in the thylakoid membrane, and what are the products we are getting from the light reactions are ATP and NADPH. So in case of PS2 cycle, which includes in case of cyclic and non-cyclic reactions, we got different types of ATP and NADPH, right? So in case of non-cyclic, if we talk about non-cyclic, in case of non-cyclic, we got 4 ATP and 2 NADPH, right? For non-cyclic, but for cyclic, we got only 2.5 ATP. So these are the end products of your light reaction. And in the dark reaction, what basically happens? The dark reaction, the plant will utilize the energy packets. These are known as energy packets, right? These are known as energy packets. So the plant will produce all these energy packets and they fix the and they fixed here. Let me write here. In dark reactions, in dark reactions, the plant utilize, we can say the plant utilize energy packets synthesized energy packets synthesized in light reaction. In dark reaction, plant utilize energy packets to fix carbon dioxide or to form glucose, which we also call sugar, right? So where this reaction takes place, this dark reaction basically takes place in stroma, right? Okay, so light reaction clear, everyone, and dark reaction, right? So dark reaction is also known as C3 cycle. So some of the C3 plants during the okay, coming to photorespiration. In case of photorespiration, what exactly happens? Now, before going to respiration, let me tell you in brief about the light reaction and dark reaction so that you can understand this topic very nicely, right? So if we talk about the light reactions that takes place under light, right? So in the light reaction, what is produced? Energy packets will be produced, right? So this light reaction will takes place in both cyclic and non-cyclic form, right? If it is cyclic, it will produce 2.5 ATP, and if it is non-cyclic, it produce 4 ATP and 2 NADPH, right? So the dark reaction, what dark reaction will do? Dark reaction will utilize energy packets of light reaction and fix carbon dioxide. Fix carbon dioxide, or you can say, or form sugar. What kind of sugar? Like glucose, right? But there are certain C3 plants, when they expose to very high temperature, when certain C3 plants exposes to very high temperature, they start losing or unfixed carbon dioxide. They start losing or unfixed carbon dioxide, and this process of unfixing carbon dioxide or of losing carbon dioxide is known as photorespiration, right? So here from this slide, we got an idea that the green plants need energy to synthesize food, right? But the whatever the energy has been invested in making food, that food is ultimately broken down in the photorespiration cycle. So that means it is a wastage of energy because you have utilized the energy to synthesize a food, right? But due to high temperature, you are now, what you are doing, you are unfixing the carbon dioxide, you are destroying the food which is formed, So that means this is what? This is a wasteful energy. You have wasted, the plant have wasted the energy, right? So this process, we can also call it what? It is a wasteful process, right? The mechanism, we will see why this is wasteful. If you see the mechanism, we know there is an enzyme about Rubisco. Already I told you about this, right? So Rubisco has both oxygenase and carboxylase, activity, right? Oxygenase activity is taking place. Oxygenase activity is taking place at a very high temperature, high temperature, high amount of oxygen and low amount of carbon dioxide, right? And carboxylase is taking place when there is a high amount of carbon dioxide, right? So this Rubisco when present as a carboxylase, it helps in fixation of carbon. It helps in fixation of carbon, right? But if Rubisco is functioning as a oxygenase, that means what it is doing, it is unfixing carbon. It is unfixing carbon. That means it is destroying the carbon, right? So this is basically the process, and this Rubisco has only one binding site. Whether oxygen or carbon dioxide will bind, that depends on the environment, right? So this has actually one binding site, either carboxylase or either it will act as carboxylase or oxygen depending on which substrate it will bind. If it binds to carbon dioxide, it will function as carboxylase, and if it is bind to oxygen, then it will function as your oxygenase, right? So the wasteful process will continue when Rubisco behaves like a oxygenase. We want carboxylase for fixation of carbon. For unfixing of carbon, Rubisco behave as oxygenase, which is a wasteful process, right? So we will see the process now. The conditions, these are very important conditions. The conditions when Rubisco behave as oxygenase are at very high temperature and when there is a higher concentration of oxygen and lesser concentration of carbon dioxide, right? So next, organelles involved. Organelles involved in photorespiration are chloroplast, peroxisomes and mitochondria, right? So these are the organelles basically involved in the photorespiration process, right? So now we'll see the photorespiration process. Now we will see the mechanism, right? So let me write here mechanism of photorespiration. Photorespiration is also known as glycolate pathway, C2 cycle and photorespiration, right? Photorespiration. We will now understand the mechanism of all this, right? So first let me draw the organelles here. Say this is chloroplast, this is peroxisome and this is your mitochondria. This is chloroplast, this is peroxisomes and this your mitochondria, right? So what is happening is oxygen, when this cycle is taking place when there is a very high temperature plus high oxygen plus less carbon dioxide, right? So this is the condition for this cycle. So when there is a high amount of oxygen, this oxygen will react with RuBP, right, and form phospho phosphoglycolate, right. This phosphoglycolate will change to glycolate. Now this glycolate will pass to peroxisome. This glycolate will pass to peroxisome and form glycolate will form glyoxylate. Glyoxylate will form glycine, right? Let me write in this way. Glycolate will form glyoxylate. Glyoxylate will form glycine, right? Now this glycine will go to mitochondria where it is converted to serine, right? Now this serine then again come back to peroxisome. Serine will form hydroxypyruvate. This then form again glycerate, and then this is C3 cycle, right? So this is the entire cycle. So during this process, whenever glycine is converted to serine, at this step there is a elimination of carbon dioxide, right? And this is what we call unfixing of carbon dioxide, right? And in this also one step, NAD will change to NADH, right? So this is the important concept of photorespiration, right? So what is photorespiration? Whenever there is a very high amount of oxygen in the atmosphere, this oxygen will interact with the Rubisco, RuBP, and it changes to phosphoglycolate. Phosphoglycolate will change into glycolate. Glycolate then move from chloroplast to peroxisome, right? There it changed to glyoxylate. Glyoxylate will change to glycine, right? Now this glycine again will pass to mitochondria. The glycine will be converted to serine, right? Whenever glycine is converted to serine, an amount of carbon dioxide will liberate out, right? And this is what we call unfixation or unfixing of carbon dioxide, right? Now this serine then again move to peroxisome where it is converted to hydroxypyruvate, and this hydroxypyruvate now converted to glycerate, right? Now this glycerate again enter to your the C3 cycle, right? This is the entire mechanism of the photorespiration. Clear everyone? Now we will see the conditions for C2 cycle, right? Conditions for C2 cycle. What are the conditions needed for C2 cycle? Is your very high temperature plus high oxygen plus low carbon dioxide, right? High temperature, high oxygen and low carbon dioxide. Clear? Then high temperature, high oxygen, high carbon dioxide. Here Rubisco has two binding sites, right? One is for carboxylase, other one Rubisco basically acts as carboxylase and oxygenase, right? It will act as carboxylase when there is a high amount of carbon dioxide, and when there is it will act as oxygenase. It will act as oxygenase when there is a very high temperature plus high oxygen plus low carbon dioxide, right? And this carboxylase, Rubisco when behaved as carboxylase, it helps in your photosynthesis. It helps in your photosynthesis, right? But when it behaves as an oxygenase, it undergo photorespiration, right? So this is the overall cycle of the photorespiration. One more. Students, I will give you one of very interesting chart so that it will be easy for you to understand. If this is Rubisco, right, enzyme which play role in photorespiration as well as dark photosynthesis, right? So this Rubisco, if it react with carbon dioxide, three molecules, then what will happen? In the presence of RUB, in the presence of Rubisco, when combined with three molecules of carbon dioxide, what it form? It form phosphoglycerate. 6 molecules, right? How 6? 3 carbon dioxide will be reacting with 3 RUBP in the presence of enzyme carboxylate, Rubisco and phosphoglycerate. Phosphoglycerate will change to 1,3 biphospoglycerate, right? 1,3 biphospoglycerate will change to again 6 molecules phosphoglycer aldehyde. This is again for 6 molecules. Now out of 6, it will bifurcate into two kind. One PGAL will go to glycolysis, right? Another 5 PGAL will form RUBP 5 phosphatates. Now this will now form again RUBP, right? So this cycle we called it dark cycle. Also we called it Calvin cycle. Important part is you can see here in this process it utilizes 6 ATP, changes to 6 ADP. Here 3 NADPH changes to 3 NADP positive, and here again here 3 ATP will convert to ADP, right? So you see this is for 3 carbon dioxide, and to form glucose we need 6 carbon. So this cycle has to continue 2 rounds, has to continue or has to go for 2 rounds, right? So for one cycle ATP NADPH produced is ATP is your 3 plus 6, 9 ATP in case of one cycle, and NADPH will be 6 here. Here it will be 6, right? 6. So NADPH will be your 6 NADPH. This is for one cycle. Now this has to continue for 2 cycle. Into 2 is equals to how much? Is equals to 18 ATP plus 12 NADPH. So this much amount of energy is needed to fix carbon dioxide, right? Now we will see Rubisco as in case of photorespiration, right? So in case of photorespiration, Rubisco will react with oxygen and form phosphoglycolate. This phosphoglycolate will form glycolate. Glycolate will form glyoxylate. Glyoxylate will form glycine. Glycine will form serine. Serine will form hydroxypyruvate, right? This hydroxypyruvate will form phosphoglycerate, right? And they will now C3 cycle this part, right? So during this process what is happening is When glycine changes to serine, there is an elimination of carbon dioxide, and this is what we call unfixing process, which is wasteful process, right? Which is what? Wasteful process. Now from this part, it is taking place in chloroplasts, right? From this part, it is taking place in peroxisome, right? And this part, glycine to serine, it is taking place at mitochondria, right? Now the important thing is what is needed for this, the conditions under the cycle. This C2 cycle, you can write it here, C2 cycle, right? So this C2 cycle will continue only when there is a very high temperature, very high amount of oxygen, and less carbon dioxide. This will continue when there is a high amount of carbon dioxide. Clear? I hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any doubts, please feel free to write guideandgrow@gmail.com, and please hit the like button and do subscribe, because I want to make India free coaching. I want to make India, yes, free in India coaching free. So if anyone who is in need of this kind of videos, he should come across this, right? So for that, you can also contribute your part by sharing this video, right? After all, sharing is caring, right? Thank you so much, students. Please do keep on motivating me for bringing more such kind of videos, because it is really very difficult to find out time from the daily schedules to go for the video. And if you hit the like button, please hit the like button, do subscribe. Thank you so much, students. Take care. Bye bye. Good night, everyone.